Howdy, y'all. Can you hear me? Hello, anybody? Woo. Hey, Christina. Thank you. Hey, Jeff, what's going on? How'd y'all fare with the weather? Uh, hey, Bill. Good. Thank you, Bill. Well, man, I just wanted to get on and talk about a couple topics. I'm sure that most everybody, that watches me and I watch you guys and gals too. And I wanted to sort of talk about the crime wave that's going across the U.S., depending on where you live. So I know we all live in different parts of the country, and particularly regarding the tragic events in New York City overnight. This is bad stuff. All right, that's good, Jeff. Hey, Dusty, how you doing? I wanted to get on early today just because I know people have stuff going on Friday or Saturday evenings, and I figured you might have something better to do than watch me. I will tell you all that gas shot up about 15 cents overnight. Yeah, I saw that, Bill. Gas shot up. I paid, let's see, I usually top off after get down to about 3/4 or half a tank. I usually top off. I topped off a day or two ago, and it was I paid $2.92, I think, and then today I paid $3.09. So same old stuff. Oh, nice, Jeff. That's nice. A little dusting of snow. Great. It's sunny here in Texas, man. It's beautiful. North Texas, anyway. Hey, Gods. Good to see you, bud. Yeah, there's a lot of nefarious stuff going on with this whole Ukraine Russia deal, man. I am not. The more I think about it, uh, the more it stinks to high heaven to me. And I did a live last night. Some of y'all were on it, and I just think that there's more to the story. Whenever governments get in trouble domestically, they they like to start wars. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that, Bill. Great. Better late than never, I guess, right? Jeez. Well, I can tell you this right now. I think, yeah, I agree. You don't hear nothing about, you know, old President Xi over there, and he's getting ready to have all these Olympians under his control. Man, you talk about some bargaining power. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Gods. It is. Wow, that's good. 289 down there, huh, Bill? That's good. Yeah, like I said, I just filled up a couple hours ago and it's 309. But you know, I've always encouraged people to stock fuel. I keep 30 to 35 gallons here at the house, you know, just enough to get where I need to go and run a generator or two and all that jazz. But you know, Walmart's full of gas cans too. I mean, they got the crappy new ones, but you know, up till probably, well, I don't know if they're still there. It's not something I regularly look for because I'm good, but you know, there's still stuff to be had out there if you go get it, if you go look for it, you know. But then people are just kicking the can down the road. I store it in, I've got jerry cans, Bill, and I've also got the regular, the old style red plastic cans, jugs. But I run a stay bill in it. Jeff, I'm not sure about that, but I noticed that the Parliament in the UK was doing it, and I think Buckingham Palace, they've already got a good wall, but um, yeah, it's interesting. And I'm certainly not buying into the fact that they're just doing, you know, fence replacements. It's not something I typically go out and look for, Jeff, but I have seen the videos and the photos, and it is concerning for sure. And we talked about this last night. You know, why the hell is Potato always laughing when somebody brings up Ukraine, Russia, like it's some kind of inside joke? You know, I'm so sick and tired of this clown and all he does. You know, trying to make light of everything. You know, and the main, you know, reasoning for my video, I wanted to just sort of bring up the crime thing. You know, could this allowance of crime to take over, you know, could that be the fulcrum or the precursor, the catalyst, if you will, the catalyst to implementing, you know, some type of martial, you know what? Oh, crime's out of control. We've got to institute martial, you know what? You know, and I don't want to. I'm not big into conspiracy theories. I really try to go with facts, but by them letting crime run rampant, they obviously don't care about the votes. They must know something we don't know on, you know, elections going forward and how they're going to be undertaken. You know, because I think that how could anybody think that letting crime go uncontrolled is a good thing? It's bad for tax base. It's bad for business, etc. Yeah, you're probably right, Bill. Hey, Texas Prep, good to see you. Um, but I don't know. I just feel that there's so many bad actors involved in this thing that uh, I just don't have any faith in them. You know, I really don't. And I think that's what we have to do. You know, we have to prepare ourselves to, live independently of any type of uh, governing body for a short period of time here until the ship gets righted. You know, and it's we, the people, that are going to have to clean it up. Yeah. hmm Exactly, Bill. And I'm sure, you know, they're communicating with Vladimir, and he's letting them get their people out. And then you got old China just sitting in the background, you know, seeing what's going on, seeing how far, you know, Vlad can penetrate you know, the government here and see what he can get away with. But clearly this government is outmatched. And, like I said before, and like a lot of other people said about, Putin's statement about why he's doing what he's doing, and I can't find a whole lot of disagreement with it. I haven't, Bill. No, I haven't. I've seen other people doing stuff about it, but I haven't really checked into that. I personally think that we're in line for a pretty hefty and massive cyber attack. I think that resources here are valuable and people want them, especially uranium and crude. And I don't think they want to mess up that resource. Hey, Shift. I think that we want to keep the resources available and accessible and intact, but it wouldn't be anything to cripple us, electricity wise, utilities, refineries, water treatment, etc. I think those are pretty easy targets if they want to attack them, cyber wise. And with the ammo drops going into Ukraine, the ammo's going to continue to go up here because we're manufacturing it here and sending it over. So hopefully everybody's good on that. But I went out and bought a nice ribeye today, and some sausage. I'm gonna put it on my new grill and see what happens. And enjoy life. Continue your life. Prepping is a form of empowerment, like we said, before. And whether it's crime or a pandemic or conflict or government overreach, we are empowered because we are prepped and we are hopefully saved. And there's a lot of people out there that just want to have stuff. And ooh, nice, Bill. New guy. Wow, exotic. I've never had that. Awesome though. Awesome. We want to thrive and be empowered, and that's why we prep. That's why I prep. And I think when we have kids and grandkids and responsibilities, it takes it to a different level. And I think the idea that people are just going to hit the road and bug out, man, I'm not down with that at all. First of all, if you don't have somewhere to go, where are you going to go? You think you're going to survive on the road? I mean, some people might. Depends on your geography and the terrain and the climate and crime. Hey, Louise. The crime in your area, good people, bad people, blah, blah, blah. But I think, as most of us talked about before, you're much more safe if you try to ride it out at home where you are prepped and you are, fortified. Good to see you, Louise. Thanks for coming by. Please remain. That is cool. And welcome, Color Drop. Good to see you too. But you know, it is what it is. I think that a lot of us are probably we have prep creep. We've been prepping so long, that there's some creep involved in there, and we're kind of just fed up with all the prep talk and things like that. I my situation is I'm pretty good. I feel like I'm in a. Oh, thanks, Finley. Good to see you, bud. Y'all check out Finley River Kennels, man. They're pretty cool. They do a lot of raccoon hunting and dog training videos. They're pretty cool dudes. It's probably where he's headed right now. Hey, Vermont Prepper. Good to see you. But hopefully you've got either a piece of property or access to property or friends and family that you made an arrangement with, where if you do have to evacuate, you've got a place to go that's safe, and you've been you've been accepted, and that's all a done deal. But people that think they're just going to hit the road and be gypsies, you show up to somebody's property, then you're not welcome. That's a bad move, especially when there's tension and chaos. I mean, that's a good way to get yourself hurt or killed. Bear with me. Sorry. Exactly, Bill. Hey, Dreaded Seeker. Thanks for showing up. Good to see you. But anyway, there's a lot of things that you can store at home. We all know that, but what can you do to replenish those supplies, right? We talked. A lot of people, don't like to talk about the fact that you can collect water from your gutter system pretty easily. It's not difficult at all. You have to clean it, strain debris out. You have to be able to sanitize it, etc. But there's all kinds of cool stuff that you can get. Wow, Louise, doggone. I don't know how you do it. That's right, Jerry. I'll tell you what, too, my God, if it ever comes to, serious chaos and everything run amok, you need to have some pre-cut covers for your exterior windows so you can board up. And that's a huge thing right there. It's from a security perspective. And I've even thought about getting some of those hurricane shutters. The aluminum ones that come down, automated. Yeah, Louise, get the hell out of there. My God. You can find a U-Haul. Yeah, I was telling everybody, Color Drop, I paid $309 about 2 hours ago. Pretty close to the house here. Don't forget the defense items either. I know a lot of people are against that, but again, like I said, I don't go anywhere without it anymore. Wow, 350 a gallon lake. A lot of people aren't into firearms. Some people don't carry them all the time. That's your prerogative. That's cool. But My gosh, if you were to get yourself in a position where you didn't have it, you were stuck and something went down and you said, God, I don't have my firearm, or I don't have this or that, it would really suck. Yep. I'm in North Texas. Please remain. Yep. And that's exactly what I paid about 2 hours ago. It's funny, there's still plenty of propane in the cages and like everything's cool. Everything's just kicking the can down the road. Everybody just cool with what's happening. It's Saturday, blue skies. Nobody's tripping out. Oh, got some ball games tonight. Everybody just, living the dream, I guess. And that's cool. Enjoy life, like I said, but man, I'm not taking any chances with any of it, to be honest. I got the liquor cabinet full and freezer full. Yeah, we're not far from each other there, Finley. You're on the Fort Worth side. Simon's over there too. But I was able to go to Wally World yesterday, and I was able to those little double packs of 1 pound propane bottles, the Coleman stuff. It was it went up, I think, $2 a kit. So normally it's like $7.97. It was $9.97 for the same product, and just a few weeks ago it was $2 less. And I don't know. I don't know if you guys and gals. Hey, Shad, good to see you. Hey, copycat. Um, but let's see up north. You folks up there, y'all are in a different world, as far as keeping the heat on and such. You get into the minus stuff, man. That's brutal. I don't know how you do it. But I know Lake and them, they've got wood burning stoves and such, so they're in good shape. But a lot of people don't have that luxury. I know at my house, I have a enclosed gas fireplace. It's got the glass panel that you can't access. And it's nice. It puts out good heat as long as you got gas and all that to it. But um, man, but anyway, I sort of want to circle back to the topic of crime, and how we talk about situational awareness and risk management and being on your toes, head on a swivel, all that stuff, right? You have to be in that mode if you're out in public or at home all the time. It's just depending on where you live, it's more extreme than other places, right? Hey, Mary, good to see you. Now you got heat in that vehicle, though, don't you, Finley? Yes, you do. They're eating that Buc-ee's and that mukbang. Those are funny videos, man. And I know a lot of people have good solar kits and stuff. I have a little portable one, and it's just something. Oh, Christina, that sucks. I bet it is, Lake. I bet it is. Wow, Jerry. But if you've got some kind of solar, you can do some things. You can at least do some little things. Hopefully, I've got a smaller kit. It's got a little. You can't. Uh, I'll tell you what. You can get you can get a hose adapter for the big bottles. All right, Color Drop. See you. Thanks for showing up. Oh, get him, get him, get him. Um, yeah. Yeah, Newsom's a joke. What a clown. Nancy Pelosi's nephew. Go figure, right? Hey, Leroy, good to see you, man. Thanks for showing up. But let's, stay on topic. With the crime. So they basically propped up the criminal and criminalized the law-abiding opposition viewing people that don't agree with the government or the people in charge. Just like the stuff that happened on the 6th, you know. I don't know what you want to call that thing, but it wasn't a damn insurrection, and it sure as hell wasn't a violent mob, to be quite honest. And I'm sure I'll get hammered for that, but that's okay. All right, Gods. Good to see you, man. Thanks for showing up. Talk to you later. Um, but they have got people scared to get out in public. They've got people scared to. I mean, somebody shot a 5-month-old, I think, in the face. I mean, my God, really? So here people are out and about thinking it's not going to happen to them, and it happens to them. And it's been happening for months and years now. And people still, God bless you, God soldiers. Thanks for showing up, man. Don't be a stranger. We have got to change our posture. I don't care if you are going to the store for milk, bread, and eggs. People are lurking about all the time, and I'm not saying that you need to be paranoid. I'm telling you that you need to be empowered, and that's a lot of the stuff that I talk about is to help people and empower people to, be able to. I want people to be in a position of strength when they're out in public, the way it's supposed to be, because the way that they keep treating law enforcement in this country, they're going to keep disappearing. um, yeah, that's a good point, Hill Country. I got stopped on the way back from the ranch last time, and I was, doing about six, 7 over. Smaller town, but they're always good dudes over there. And actually, I know one of the sergeants. And I got pulled over, and that's all good. I was, had my grandson with me, and I was real respectful with him, and he was respectful to me, and I should have recorded it. That's how people are supposed to behave when they get stopped by the police. Now I know there's people that are cops that shouldn't be cops, and you're always gonna have that problem. But I got off with a warning, like I always do. I haven't had a ticket in 10 years or more. But when you see one and you talk to one, you know, I'm always supportive of law enforcement, having been one myself. And I've always said that as long as they're doing the right thing, I got their back. They start violating people's rights, violating the Constitution, Bill of Rights, and that's where we have a problem and a disconnect. And same with the military. I will always support them as long as they're doing the right thing. I'm not doing any unlawful searches and seizures. I'm not doing anything that's, violating people's rights. And, Military personnel aren't obligated to follow unlawful orders. I know that they've been able to extract all the non-woke generals and such out of the military currently and install their own, doers. But you need to be prepared to handle your business yourself. Woo! Taco Casa, damn, that's hard. That's cold blooded, brother. I don't have one near me, and I love that place. Damn, that's cold, Finley. Damn, Finley, that's cold, man. I recommend the super burrito and the chelada. Arresting them would be a little bit maybe extreme, Mary. Depends on the ones around him, the executive officers below and the NCOs, what they would do. But you certainly don't have to follow a unlawful order. That's for sure. You can disobey an unlawful order at any time. Now, they may still try to give you hell for it or probably whack you if we were in conflict, but yeah, Super Burrito's good. Hey, they sell hot sauce in the bottle now too, Finley. Check it out. They should be selling it at the counter. If you like their hot sauce, it's good. But you need to be prepared to handle your business yourself. Remember, when seconds count, the police are only minutes away. You don't fear a copycat. Be empowered. Do you guys want to see me do a Texas chili recipe live or recorded? Yeah, I do too, Finley. Yeah, we should do a chili challenge. We should do a chili challenge, let everybody from different parts of the country make their chili and see of course it'd be hard to do a taste test, but it'd be interesting to see how people do their chili, and the things they've been taught to put in it, I bet Bill can make some good chili too. Something tells me he's a chili expert. It sure does, Finley. I was talking on my live last night about giving a hint. I probably shouldn't have gave my secret away, but if you do briskets or if you eat barbecue, a lot of times you can order the burnt ends, or if you do your own brisket, you can take those burnt ends and you can throw them in your hey, I like Wolf Brand Cold War. I don't hurt my feelings none. Wolf Brand, no beans though. No beans. Um, that's a mandatory thing for me. Yeah, honey, that's a good. I've heard that before, Mary. Yeah, burnt ends, man, they really will. It really puts a lot of good flavor in your chili, and I definitely would recommend trying it out. And another thing, like I said, a Texas renowned chef told me he's an expert in Texas cuisine and Southwest fare. Um, he said never, ever, never, ever grind your chili meat. Always dice it. Dice your chili meat, cube it, small cubes. You never want to ground your chili meat. And I just heard that a couple years ago. Oh, Finley, man, times ain't that hard yet, brother. You crack me up though, man. Kind of greasy. How do you get the grease out of it? Kind of like eating a possum. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Sometimes I'll do like half venison, half leftover brisket, or half chili meat, or half of a ribeye that's kind of diced up. Um, I love venison though. It doesn't bother me. Some people don't like it. Hey, Bigfoot, good to see you, man. And anyway, I would try, instead of grinding your chili meat next time, maybe you dice it, get yourself a good cut of, meat that you want, some beef, and, dice it up instead of grinding it, because when you grind it, you lose a lot of the flavor, apparently. And I think it does make a difference. Um, but anyway, back to crime. You know, again, I don't want anybody to be afraid. We the people, we were born to, we were given this land to thrive and be productive and be be a strong unit pulling the wagon in the same direction. And hey, Lisa, I don't encourage anybody to just stay inside and lock the doors and never come out. I think you need to be vigilant. I think you need to, uh, yeah, no kidding, CJ. It's a damn shame. Oh, Red Scout. Okay, never seen you before, Red Scout, but welcome. If I missed you before, sorry. But you know, I can go to Academy. There's probably 4 Academy stores within 10 miles of me, any direction. And I can go in there today with $300 and walk out with a decent firearm for self protection. About 30 minutes of my time. Don't need to worry about anything as long as you are not a felon or on some kind of list. 30 minutes, $300, you can walk out of there with a decent firearm. Just a fact. But I just don't go anywhere without mine anymore. Like even when I travel via air, I check it in my bag. And it's part of my body now. And I'm not saying that to be over powering or anything like that. It's just how I roll. Better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. I will say, however, I do recommend, of course, good training and as much range time as you can fit in. All right, cool, Red. Good to see you, man, and welcome. But get yourself some of this this USCCA insurance, for, if you get into some type of altercation and you have to utilize your firearm and you get arrested. There's good things involved with having that insurance. I think it runs me about $13 a month. All right, CJ, have fun. Good job, Finley. Damn right. As far as, inexperienced females, with firearms, I suggest you maybe find somebody that is experienced, that isn't just some cowboy or cowgirl, and somebody that's got their stuff together, that knows what they're talking about, and try to, schedule some training. That's right, Cold War. Exactly right. And there's a lot of fundamental handgun courses out there. There's constitutional carry classes. Everybody's had to readjust and change their classes in Texas. Because before we just had, the concealed carry. Bill, for me, my everyday is a Glock 26. Do you guys want me to show it to you? I'll be glad to if you want to. I don't want to freak anybody out. Glock 26 is a 9mm. It's a subcompact, but it is a double stacked magazine, and which means I like a lot of rounds. So here it is in my Kydex holster. I'll clear it, make it safe, and drop the mag. It's safe. So normally the Glock 26 is pretty short. It doesn't have a lot of. It's really a small frame handgun, and normally you can only get these two fingers on the grip. Your pinky doesn't get on the grip. It's just too short. It's, again, a subcompact. So a lot of females with small hands, that's fine for them. I mean, I think it's a 8+1 in this capacity, right? You can see I've done some extra stippling to it myself. Because Glock frames are really slick. But you can see the stippling that I've done to it. I just did that myself with a wood burner. Okay. However, and I do run, self-defense ammo. These are Hornady critical duties. And so this thing here is a Pierce grip extender. So what it does is it allows you to get your pinky on the grip. So it's a subcompact, and plus it holds 2 more rounds this way. So you can see now, it allows me to get my pinky on the grip. So the Glock 26 is that type of weapon, Bill. So there you go. But it's a double stack 9mm Glock 26 Gen 4. And another one that I would recommend for a lot of people is Glock 19 general purpose. The only thing about Glocks, if you don't know, Glocks do not have a safety. This is your safety. So a lot of people can't handle that. So my recommendation is, if you get a Glock, and I don't really recommend this, but if you're worried about having a safety, just don't carry one up the pipe. You have to rack the mag, rack the slide to activate it. But to me, I'm just used to it. It's not a big deal. I'm always safe. I've got experience. I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be an expert, but it's the way I do things myself. Now I do have a Glock 17, which is a full size, sort of the same type of weapon, but full size. Yeah, Leroy again, and that's a good weapon too. The M&P is a good little handgun, and the shield is very popular, very formidable weapon. But some people just like a safety, and that's fine. I get it. I mean, I'm fine with revolvers too. Yeah, I mean, I was a little bit skeptical of Glock 2 Bill on the head, way ahead. I was a SIG guy when I left. When I was in Army CID, we carried 6 hours. That was back in the mid 90s or early 90s to mid 90s. All right, Lake, thanks. But you know, Berettas are fine too. I mean, there's a lot of good firearms out there. I'm just, you get what you can afford, and that's it, and you start somewhere, and you've got some moves you can make down the road. But not having anything to me is just insane. Not an option at all. I used to have a 220 as well, Jerry. It was a good little gun. Mine was one of the early versions where the mag release was on the bottom of the grip. If all you can afford is a high point, get what you can afford. A lot of people, Louise, are selling everything they can sell and loading up what they want, in their vehicles and leaving in their vehicles. Anyway, I may put I may go with a reflex sight on this thing. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, I think it's a pretty cool little handgun. It's got quite a bit of wear on it, but nevertheless, I'm pretty happy with it. I love this. I love this holster. This is, I think it's Patriot holsters or something like that. It's a hybrid leather backed Kydex holster for either inside the waistband, obviously, but I carry appendix most of the time. But it's a nice little durable holster. I think it was about 30, 40 bucks. Very satisfied with it. My family's got a guy that makes holsters too. What's his name? Wolf Finley? Something like that. But, people have to make their own choices. I would just say that don't just go buy a gun and think it makes you safe, because it doesn't. No, I don't, Susan. Optics for Glocks and handguns is not something I'm really familiar with. I know what I see online and see at the stores. I know that there's a lot of good brands out there. Holosun is one of them that I like for my other weapons. I run Holosun red dots on my ARs and such, and my AKs. But I've never had a reflex or an optic on a pistol. So I'm still sort of looking through all that. But I'm thinking about definitely getting one just because of my eyesight. But what do you guys and gals think about that? I have a 1911 too, 45 ACP, and that's my bedside gun right there. I also have a 357 wheel gun. That's exactly right, Finley. Damn right, son. But you know, like I said before, if it really goes bad and it goes south and it hits the fan, that baby right there, that's the one I'm going for right there. Okay, Leroy, nice. But you know, like I said, everybody has their own decisions to make when it comes to that. You know, it's just the way it is. And yeah, Jerry, I'm the same way. I mean, I'm just, I'm only thinking about it just because of my age and my eyesight. You know, I mean, I did have the lenses put in about 4 months ago, and still kind of working on focusing and everything. You know. Yeah, everybody gets. All right, somebody get this clown. Shift still here? You got him, Shift? I hear you, Kentucky. All right, I'll get him. Okay. All right. But you know, that brings me to another point with crime, you know, being on the rise and been on the rise for months here. Make sure you got good lighting around your house, you know, on the exterior. If you don't have a peephole in your door, please go get one and have it installed. You know, there's methods and ways to. The thing is you gotta, you know, you've got to be able to have firearms at the ready. You don't have time to go load it. You don't have time to do this and that. You've got to make it count. Hey, Fossil Creek, welcome. You've got to have your, you know, defense mechanisms in place. You don't have time to go, hang on, intruder, let me go grab something. You have to have it ready to go all the time, which means loaded and accessible. You can't, you have to run these scenarios through your head and think how it really would be, right? Like I've got one. Hey, Sean, good to see you, man. Our, you know, I have strategically placed firearms all over the house. Exactly, Damon. Pretty close. Hey, Buzz, good to see you. Yeah, unloaded gun's a hammer, a bad hammer. Um, but I've got like my clothes in my closet. I've got another one of these one of these scatter guns right here, and I've got it behind my clothes where you can't see it. It's hidden in plain sight. It's not locked up or anything like that. but it's up high where a kid can't get it. And all I got to do is throw those clothes open and grab it off the wall. I mean, it's ready, it's hot, ready to go. Hey, Puddle of Souls, good to see you. Um, oh, thanks, Fossil. Appreciate that. And I got one in the vehicle. It's not like I'm having to, transfer firearms to all these different places. I know where they're at. It's like a cache in every area of the house. If I'm in my office, looking out the window and see something go down, I may not have time to go run to the bedroom and grab that firearm. I've got one right here beside me, though. So something to think about. I'm not telling everybody to just go out and spend a bunch of money on firearms. You got to start somewhere, and you got to start slow. You know, Depends. You just have to think about it. You can't keep putting it off. I have a neighbor that has been putting it off for years now. And it's not like I pull them out and show them to all the guests and kids and grandkids, and it's not like I pick them out, twirl them around like the old West. I mean, I'm a very responsible firearms owner. I'm very professional when it comes to use of firearms and storage of firearms. I just don't understand how people run around with nothing like that. I don't get it. Yeah, exactly, Puddle of Souls. Exactly. And Judge, that's nice too, Kentucky. Whew, it's nasty, messy. Exactly. I like the way you think. But yeah, when it all said and done, it all goes down, right? I mean, I'm grabbing that baby right there, just because I'm a shotgun guy. I mean, I'll have the ARs and AKs and love that stuff too, but uh, when it comes down to my comfortability and my marksmanship, when the stuff is flying, that's what I want right there behind me. Exactly, Red Scout. We don't need to have ego. I'm just explaining that I want people to be outfitted properly based on their needs and budget. You got to start somewhere. And it's not realistic to keep kicking the can down the road thinking that you're just going to dodge the next home invasion or carjacking, because you may not be that fortunate. Hey, TJ, good to see you. You may not be able to dodge or evade the next carjacking. I had some idiot road rager the other day that was going in and out of traffic and up on people's bumpers, up on my bumper, and cussing people, and it's just been it was just being erratic and totally off base, and I'm aware that there's tons of people in the world like that, but I just didn't worry about it because I'm going to try to avoid the dude and looking for a place to stay away from him, but if I don't have a choice, thanks, TJ. If I don't have a choice, I'm going to do what I got to do, especially if I got the grandkid with me. I pray to God that I never have to engage anybody, but if I do, I'm prepared to use the appropriate force necessary to defeat that threat. And that's another thing that people need to learn. If you are ever involved in a shooting of some sort and as a defensive, posture, you never talk to the police. And when you ever do talk to the police, all you need to say is that person was a threat and I wanted to stop the threat. That's it. But you don't talk to the police unless you've got a lawyer present, period. Even if you know you were right. And it's not a hit on law enforcement. It's just that some jurisdictions are different than others, and some have an agenda and some don't. Look at poor Rittenhouse. It's not practical to think that you're going to be able to control all the time where your incident takes place. You're just going to be where you are. Like I said before, you think that couple in New York that had that little 5-month-old baby with them thought that that baby was going to get caught in a crossfire and get shot in the face that night? Yeah, I'm north of Dallas, pretty straightforward there, Fossil Creek. And exactly, Ken. Keep your mouth shut. And one thing about a lot of these, carry insurance programs is that they include like up to 25,000 in bail, I think, too. I mean, you're talking to somebody that used to be in law enforcement, and confessions were my specialty. But you just don't want to talk to the police until you've got an attorney present, if even then. But crime is on the rise, and a lot of us have done videos on trying to prepare yourself for being vigilant, using extra measures of protection, and you have to be in the know, and you have to expect that you're going to run into something. I tell this story a lot. I was at the Home Depot with the grandkid, and I was just running in and grabbing something. I had my weapon on me, like I always do, and we were parked kind of out toward the edge where they have like the sheds and stuff by the garden center. Wasn't a whole lot of activity around us. There wasn't a whole lot of cars around us, and this dude was like, walking straight at us, kind of weird at a direct path. And it was winter time. It was last year, and he had had a hoodie on, and he had his hood draped over his head, and kind of pulled in like tight like this, like kind of concealed, and he was making a bead right for us. And I was paying attention like I always am. It's a curse, I guess, but the way I'm wired anyway. And I put the grandkid behind the vehicle. I said, stay put. And he knows that he's supposed to do what I tell him. And the guy got about 20 feet away. And I'm like, hey, 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 put my hand up like that. And by that time, he was, 10 feet from me before he paid attention and recognized that I was talking to him. And I was right here, I was right here in my waistband getting ready to give him some bad news. And he was just a dude that was walking around, and he wasn't paying attention. But you don't know. And I could see it happening right there. Here I am parked out on the edge like I always do, trying to avoid people. And here comes a guy thinking he's got a target of opportunity. And, he would have been sorely mistaken, but I was ready to make a move if I had to. Hey, Simon. Not that I know of, Simon. I've got the news on mute, but I haven't seen anything other than they moved into Belarus. If it would have went the other way, I would have probably backed up, given him a little bit more berth, and see what was happening. But I wasn't going to use deadly force in that situation. But he had his hands in his pockets. He was bebopping across the parking lot, and it was kind of cold. I think he was just trying to just get out of the elements. But I would have probably given him a little bit more room and backed up and kept hollering and try to avoid that situation if I had to. But who knows? If I would have pulled that firearm out, it probably would have diffused the situation. But anyway, I didn't have to because I was paying attention. No, you don't want to. No, that's a bad move. You always want to shoot center mass. Center mass. And people that talk that kind of stuff are absolutely clueless and don't know what the hell they're doing or talking about, and they're dangerous people, and don't listen to them. God soldiers, that's true. And we talked about this before on some of my other videos. Being benevolent has its risks, definitely. Being benevolent has its risks, and unfortunately, um, some people have to pay the ultimate price for it. Nevertheless, it's their calling, and I appreciate them doing it. I just think that people need to be smart with how they do it and extra careful. I hope you're not cooking coon, Fossil Creek, like Finley. He wants to throw a coon on the smoker or something. But the best defense against problems and trouble and things are this up here. That's your best weapon. You bastard, Finley, trying to rub it in that you're at Taco Casa. Damn, son. No, gods, I don't have an SKS. However, my brother has a Chinese SKS, the old long wood one, and it's got a drum on it, and it is bad to the bone. Loves the cheap ammo, chews it up, spits it out. Hey, Tennessee, good to see you. Welcome aboard. Hey, Okie J. But I think, if this thing continues to spin out of control from a crime perspective and a taxation perspective and a right constriction perspective, I think you're going to see some type of like mutual freedom zones take hold. Like for example, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, something like that. And something to be cognizant of, because we in the red states have so much invested and things are working well for the most part. What I miss? Oh, I don't know if y'all have ever had Taco Casa, but it's pretty damn good for cheap Mexican food. I mean, it's not good for you at all, but it's tasty. You can get one for about 50 grand, but they're very particular about where they put them. But yeah, the Freedom Zone thing, I've sort of been contemplating doing a video on it, but I'm still researching a lot of it, and it's a good feeling that I have. It's hard to say how things may end up going down, but I think it may come to that, just because the secession thing is the secession thing. Texas, it's always been a thing that we'll just secede. Well, it's not that easy. We all know that. Plus, the rest of the country probably would attack us if we tried to do that arbitrarily. But think about it. We've got our own ports, own coast, own industries, own agriculture, own energy. I'm not saying it would be easy, but it's certainly doable. Yeah, I don't know, man. Zombie Kentucky's kind of one of those that goes kind of two different ways sometimes. I can't figure that one out. But hell, Texas may end up blue. It's no joke. I'm telling y'all, it is no joke. Beto raised like $7.5 million in 48 hours. It's definitely in their wheelhouse for picking off, for sure. Don't take it for granted. Hey, JJ. Roughneck state. Y'all, has everybody in here like bologna? It's all about numbers, prepped. It's all about Austin, Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio. These, the big metro areas are all blue. Ted Cruz only won his seat back by 2% of the vote, which ain't much in Texas. I agree, Tennessee. The only reason that Ted Cruz pulled it out again last time is because the rural areas stepped up. I mean, I'm just saying I don't discount the left and picking Texas off at some point. We've had a lot of transplants over the years, and why the hell you would move from a blue state that screwed your life up to a red state and try to screw it up like your life was that you just left is beyond me. But people apparently do it. Yeah, old Beta can do what he wants, say what he wants, but he's going to have hell on earth when he tries to implement that, because number one, most law enforcement in Texas know that that's a damn suicide mission, and they're going to want anything to do with it. And they'll try the buyback thing, but guess what? They ain't for sale. Yeah, I believe that, Leroy. One thing that I think that hurts our electorate is that a lot of people just never have really had it tough or had to suffer. and they're so, pretentious and entitled that they think that, we have to have a president that's the Pope. They're hooked on the traditional speak out of both sides of their mouth politician. That's what they're used to. That's what they think a politician's supposed to be. They don't think of Trump when they think politician. They think of the people that have been screwing them for decades. That's what they want. That's what they know as presidential or, government personnel. That's right, Red October. You know what? Sometimes freedom and liberty is just too much trouble for some people. Let somebody else do it. Just tell me where I get my weed and my ravioli, and I'm happy. And don't cut off the Wi-Fi. Oh, but they've got a rude awakening coming. We only lose our liberty if we allow somebody to take it. We only lose our liberty if we allow it to be taken. It is changing, Red. You're right. And if you don't have any type of property out in rural areas, man, you need to try to find some or a damn RV lot or something. Now I'm thinking about buying land and making a building on a damn RV lot on it. That's right, Lake. Be right back. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. All right. I missed one, huh? Let's see. Mad Shad. Bill, I'm talking to you. Mad Shad. Lake. And there's others. They're just not in here. Simon. I think Mary is too. Hey, Warriors. Good to see you. No, for sure. As far as getting together and the mags and meeting points and all that stuff, you need to have your own little thing, and you maybe need to have a secondary, mag where those two groups of leaders talk and keep each other informed. But you don't want a bunch of crosstalk. I don't think. especially in times of crisis, you want to have very streamlined plans and very low key information and very secure communications if you can. Yes. But yeah, I suggest that people, try to get some type of mag going with their own individual area. Texas is huge, so you might have to go a little further to find like-minded people, but they're out there. But yeah, it's a real deal. I would definitely not, if you can go today, I would go today or tomorrow at the latest. And if you need, any seeds, get them. I'm talking about the bang bang seeds. I don't know if you guys and gals saw this, but off the wall, we did a alternate communications live on the Battlefield series. Something we typically do every Wednesday evening. But I got this little satellite communicator. It's called a Spot X, and it is satellite, and it's like a BlackBerry. You can actually type on the device itself, or you can Bluetooth it to your cell phone, and it pushes it right up to satellite. But I've been encouraging people to consider something like this. So if the towers do go down, at least we can communicate together, as groups, as individuals. Because the first thing that's going to go out is comms. Anybody that's been around the military knows first thing that gets taken out is communications. They want you in the dark with no communication and chaos ensuing. But this is a Spot X. Sorry. Got this SOS tab here. So if you're up in the mountains, you can hit this button and it immediately draws a signal and drops pins where you're at. It has a breadcrumbs thing too, where you can drop a pin every couple hours where you're at, like if you're up hiking or whatever. But it runs at $250. It's the cheaper, end of this stuff that's out there. Global Star is the provider, but it's text only. There's customized text you can use. There's also preloaded text that you can use. Like I said, they run about $250 for the device, and then the monthly service starts at $12 a month, up to like 35, I think per month. But I'm not saying it's cheap. It's the lower end cost on these types of things that's out there that I saw. But I throw it in a blackout bag and it's always good to go. I mean, they're not on any type of secure frequency, I don't think, Bill. I mean, they probably can. I mean, but as long as it can give me something, because the cell phones are going to go down. We all know that. Now, there's also a satellite company, a satellite phone company. You can get a free sat phone, a real fat sat phone. Satellite 123, I think it's called. It's free, but you have to pay $100 a month subscription service for a couple of years. So it's technically not free, but they're throwing it in with your service bundle, which is $100 a month. I think it's called Satellite 123. This particular device is called a Spot X. but it's pretty cool. And I got these blackout bags, you know, that I'll put all this stuff in. Probably double bag it. You know, I mean, I don't know. I've got, you know, some decent two-way radios and stuff too, but Spot X, yes sir, Bill. Spot X. And it's Global Star is the provider of the service. But I think it'd be pretty cool if we had those, we could communicate, you know, especially if everything goes down and people are in the dark, what the hell are you going to do? Hey, AJ, good to see you. Yeah, I don't think these are encrypted. I wish. Of course, Bill, of course. You know, but where I'm going, all I got to do is be able to get to where I'm going, and I know where that is, and it's about 3 hours away. I just need, you know, to be able to get there if it ever comes to that point. Certainly hope it doesn't come to that, like most of you. But I've also got, have y'all seen my portable CB? I think I've done a video or two on that. It's, brother-in-law is a trucker, and we did some trading. And I said, I want a CB radio, not a piece of junk either. A CB radio mounted in a box that's portable but fully functional, with a 12-volt connection on it for a vehicle and an antenna, magnetic antenna, so I can move it from place to place, vehicle to vehicle. Yeah, I believe it, Bill. Everybody's tripping on it now. But I'll show y'all real quick if y'all want to see my CB. But it's a fully functional CB radio mounted in this toolbox. There's got a little speaker in the back there, mic, and the antenna fit. Everything fits in this box. And I've also got, so it's got the 12-volt power connection, right? But I've also got this adapter where I can take it inside and plug it in the wall or to a generator or extension cord or whatever, and use it inside the house. So I thought that was pretty cool, you know. And again, it's just another tool in the toolbox, if you will. No pun intended. But as far as me, you know, I'm just a dude carrying a toolbox around, you know, no big deal, right? But again, inconspicuous, you know. Anyway, I don't know a whole lot about this stuff. I honestly don't. I rely on other experts to, you know, help me out. But again, I like things that are useful in more ways than one. I don't like to be limited in the capabilities of the stuff that I buy or use if at all costs. But you can do it. It's not difficult. You just have to get a mount and mount it inside the toolbox. I put an angle where you can, you know, read the screen and you can access the buttons. And hey, this is my office, Bill. I'm just checking out what's That's me. That's what I do. You never know. They're going to roll up in a black van and try to. Yeah, it's a Spot X, Mary. It's pretty handy and it works really well. You can text the people's cell phones or their email. I've got the plan where it's like 100 texts a month is what I get. Yeah. Yeah, and Kentucky, that's true. CB radios and all this telecommunication stuff is not something I'm really an expert in at all. I just know enough to make it work some of the time. But I like the fact that I can take that CB with me and it's not hard mounted in something. I like to be able to be mobile and you know have options, I guess. I look nervous, huh? That's just me, man. I'm just expecting something to come. But yeah, it is what it is. I know, like most of y'all, you're not going to be surprised if whatever breaks breaks because it's just going to happen. Okay, standing wave meter. Can adjust it with meter. Okay, that's good stuff. I mean, I'll definitely check into it. Yeah, I ain't nervous, Scout. It's all good. I'm just, aware. Ah, yeah, I hear you, Christina. I sleep pretty good most nights. I don't have an issue. The only time I really have an issue sleeping is if I have to go on the road in a hotel or something, and I'm not in a comfortable bed. Well, Mary, you know, that's the big question. And that's why I'm trying to get people to try to have alternative communication methods so, we can maybe have a chance at communicating. Yeah, AMP is definitely a possibility. After a massive cyber attack and a hack, I think that's the next plausible scenario. But it's going to come to a head. I sure hope we're watching our flanks. Oh, Bill, I've never really been a joiner. I get their stickers and stuff in the mail and all that. I've just never been that type of person publicly. If I did it, I probably wouldn't say anything to anybody. If I'm not a member, I don't have a problem telling people that. Um, but it's my personal choice would be that no, I don't want to do that. And it's not anything really against them. I'm just not a joiner. Absolutely, Mary. That's why I tell people to grab their grandkids and kids and wake them up and say, look, you guys are living a pretty privileged life. You haven't ever really had to suffer through much, but if a certain thing happens, you're going to become small infantrymen. It's just a magnetic antenna, Tennessee Patriot. It's just a magnetic base antenna with a cord and a small little extension. It's probably only 36 inches tall. I probably need to get a bigger antenna, honestly. Hey, what's going on, FSP? Good to see you, man. Oh, Christina, that's horrible. It's horrible that you have to do that, but I understand. Maybe you need to get, a camera system or a doorbell, smart doorbell or something if you don't have one. Get a little peace of mind. Maybe put up some cameras. Again, everybody's budget's different. I get it. You do what you can afford. There's all kinds of alternatives to spending the big money on stuff. They've got these door securement devices, these poles on like a V notch that goes up into the doorknob. There's another one. See him, Simon? Right above you. But yeah, we got that little ranch out in West Texas, but I've told all these little kids in the family and cousins' kids, I said, if it goes down, you guys are going to be scouts. You're going to be sitting on a post and you're going to be reporting activity. You're not going to be laying around eating Fruit Loops and Pringles. Everybody has a job to do in SHTF. Everybody. Christina, you need to start, being empowered with your life a little bit more. I don't know what your life really exists of, but you need to take a deep breath and start focusing and just control the things that you can. And again, rely on other people for help if you need it. Just take a deep breath and try to streamline stuff. Be empowered. Don't be afraid. Be empowered. You got a lot of resources at your disposal. A lot of people in here will help you. That's what we're here for. Most people, anyway. I don't know. I don't know of any people that are in here that wouldn't help you out if you asked. Don't be scared. Be empowered. Yeah, they are, Lisa. That's right. That's right, Leroy. Yeah. Where do you get something like that? Kentucky? Can you get it at a truck stop, Kentucky? I hear you, Sean. Tell you something else, and I know we all have to work, and most of us anyway, and we have to pay our bills, But I personally have been setting myself up for probably the last 2 years and getting rid of debt, and I'm pretty much debt free. And I'm telling you, it's a game changer when it comes to prepping and getting more control over your life. If you stop chasing the dollar and chasing, you know, your careers, and I'm not telling you don't have a career. I'm not telling you to not provide for your family and do what you need to do to be responsible. But when you stop chasing the dollar, you'll see your whole life change and open up and start focusing on the things that are important. Oh, I don't know how to do any of that, Lake. Sorry, I'm pretty fresh at this stuff. Interesting, Kentucky. Interesting. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, Zombie, we'll have to hook up and talk about the standing wave thing. Yeah, gods, it's true. All these things are getting put in motion. But I think we just have to take a deep breath and focus on what's important around us. Have a plan, have a backup plan, start there. Focus on water, food, meds, security at the place that you live in right now. Be able to secure windows, doors, be able to blacken the windows out, whether it's trash bags or blankets or spray paint them if you have to. But if it comes down to that, have options. I mean, right now, Bill, right now, today, I think the biggest threat that we have internally is a cyber attack of extreme proportions. We have become fat and happy, and we have become expecting instant gratification, and they can do a lot with the right type of cyber takedown if they want to. But I'm talking about today and then wartime and all that stuff. There's a lot of threats out there, of course, financially, medically, otherwise. Again, there's so many people in this country that just care about getting high and eating ravioli and playing Call of Duty. That's all they care about. They have no pursuits of long-term, accolades or survival or anything like that. They just care about today. We only give up liberty if we allow it to be taken. That's the facts right there. Well, they've been, I agree with you, Leroy, but they've had control of that for decades, and now these people all vote. I'm watching, these schools like a hawk. There's another one. Man, they're relentless. He's going to snipe it. Oh yeah, that's funny. Yeah, Simon. So I was in East Texas at a McDonald's. It was one of the first McDonald's that they had with the automated kiosk in the front, you know. And there's this younger worker there. He was, I guess, trying to help me through it. I'd never done it before, but he was just kind of standing there, you know, chatting me up, I guess. I had some army stuff on, you know, clothes, hoodie probably or something. And anyway, he starts talking to me about the army, and oh well, I hear you. That's all cool stuff, and blah blah blah. And anyway, we finally get our order in, and we're over there sitting at the table, and this kid just keeps coming over to me. He's probably about 19, 20, 21, something like that. But he's definitely a strange bird. But he starts talking to me about how he's he's been in the military for a number of years, and in the army, and he's now a sergeant, a master sergeant. And I was like, wow, you know, you're pretty young to be, an E8, you know. And he's like, yeah, he said, I made rank real quick on my last year of Call of Duty. And this guy really thought that he had attained the rank of master sergeant. He really believed that he was a master sergeant. And I said, okay, well, we're going to get this to go. And it was bizarre. I'm telling you, these people are clueless. And they vote. The ignorant American voter is a dangerous thing. But I don't know. Yeah, I know, Simon. God, it was so weird. I was like, dude, you're wasting my time, bro. Yeah. Yeah, and they breed. That's true. That's true, Bill, and they'll all survive. If I didn't have my grandson with me, I probably would have, Jerry. I probably would have tripped out. Yeah. But yeah, people, the way they're abusing law enforcement in this country, you can rest assured that there's going to be dwindling numbers of people willing to be cops. And there are going to be fewer cops and less experienced cops. So you need to be prepared to handle your own business and protect what's yours. Yeah, that's right, Texas Prepped. That's exactly right. They're fat and happy and ignorant. Hey, little boots. It's all good. We're going to go probably a little bit longer. I got to get the grill in here pretty soon. I don't like to grill in the dark when it turns cold. I will if I have to, but it's not my first choice. God, Simon. But there is a lot of dangerous people out there that don't actually know that they're dangerous. You got that right, Kentucky. Damn, you got that right. That's some truth right there. And have y'all heard about this new is it Walmart home delivery? Have y'all heard about this? Where you basically give Walmart access to your garage or door, and they come in your home and deliver items in your home. Now that's a special kind of stupid right there. That dog don't hunt. They ain't never gonna hunt with me. Yeah, that's right, Bill. My God, that's so right. Okay, I need to check that out. I ain't seen TJ in a while. Yeah, Amber. Yeah, really. No kidding. I thought it was a bunch of BS propaganda until I started reading into it, and I was like, wow. I mean, honestly, if you do that, I mean, only if you're crippled, you shouldn't be doing that either. Hey, Francine. Yeah, hell no. Exactly, Simon. I don't even like people delivering food and leaving it on my doorstep. I feel funny about it. Oh God, that's bad, man. Jeez, what a dipshit. Well, everybody, I think I'm going to call it. It's been almost 2 hours here, and I got to get to grilling. But y'all have been awesome, and I appreciate the entertainment. And man, it's been so good talking to y'all. And I wish everybody in here the best. And keep prepping, and don't let off the gas. Trust in the Lord. Trust in yourself. But I really wish everybody the best, and I want people to keep continuing to talk and spread the word and relying on each other to get better. And y'all rock. And please don't be a stranger. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll keep getting together as long as we can. And I wish everybody the best. And I'll check in on some other lives tonight. Please don't be a stranger. And remember, keep prepping, stack it deep, and long live the Republic. Good night, y'all.